All right, pay attention, guys. Look, look. Just a little bit in here. A little bit more water? Just a little bit. Thank you. It's too dry? A little bit. Yes. So now, when the cement is kind of dry, you always want to wet the surface just a little bit, so now the cement could bond to that surface. Now we're taking half the scoop, rolling it down. Now what we usually do, we'll have a line, set the line up, snap it, so we could be totally in line. So you don't want your bricks to start looking like they're going this way. All right? We want our bricks to be straight. We'll use the level, right? To make sure that we're straight. Afterwards, okay? Now you want it to be fully square. Yes, we want this to be square. So now, first level brick. Remember, you want this side to be facing you. If you have these bricks, you want this side to be facing you. So now,
I thought it was the other way around. Okay.
So you want the lines to face us.
right? First brick, we're gonna level. So you see how I have it full all around. There's no gaps, okay? No gaps. Now, first brick, we level, okay? It's the horizontal level, just like how we did with the frames, same thing. So I'm looking to see how even I am, and I'm even. Now plumbing, you could plumb two ways. Now I just leveled it for this way, right? Horizontal. Now plumbing is when we put the level, not on the ground, not on the surface, all right? Because now you're gonna be reading the table instead of the brick. So we're not gonna put it down here. You're gonna lift it up and put it against the brick, flush. Okay, and I'm looking at this bubble right here. I'm looking at this bubble. Okay, right.
Okay.
I'm looking at this bubble. Okay. So now what happened is that when I need to hit it into place, just think of it as a cross. Middle, middle, okay? Horizontally and vertically, okay? There's points that you gotta hit. So 1 point, 2, 3, and 4, okay? So if we need it to be leveled this way, if it's tilted this way, then we tap this side. If it's tilted the opposite way, we tap this side, and vice versa. Right? You got that? The second way to plumb, obviously, is this way, up against the brick. Make sure that's level in between the black lines. And then we have this way, which reads the same plumb. But because your levels are too long, y'all be bumping into each other. I'm just showing you guys as an example. And so I'm looking for the same thing. I'm looking to see if I'm level. Now my bubble is too much on this side. Remember when I told you guys to lift up just a little bit to know which side you gotta raise or lower? Same concept here. So here, my bubble is more towards the right. So I'm gonna lift it up to where it has to be leveled at, right? So now I know that I gotta knock the front part, okay? Because this is the gap that I have to make it level. Y'all understand that?
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm gonna put it back down. Lightly hold on to the level, and then you can knock the front until you get it to the level you need it to be. Okay, boom. Now, since I hit the brick, I gotta level it again. Now I'm level. Now, I clean that in the back, now I clean the front. Lightly touch it. Put that excess back into the bucket. I'm on to the next one. Now, let me get the one with the wooden handle. It's called a joint, that's called a pointer. Here. Yes. All right, so this is called the pointer, all right? We basically use this to fill in the joints. But what I'm gonna have you guys do, so you guys can be uniform with the joints, I use this as a guide or spacer, okay? Boom. Right? You could do it that way. For the beginners, because y'all beginning, you're really supposed to
But then that's not
okay? Now in the field, this is now you don't want to go down too much. You want to start at a certain height and then knock it down, because now if you press down too much, this is going to be a little bit higher than this, okay? So we want to go off of this because we know that we perfectly leveled and plumbed this brick. So this is your template brick, okay? So you're not going to touch this brick anymore. You're just going to work around this brick to the next one.
So that brick will never go unlevel?
If you don't touch it.
Okay.
Now the reason why I'm using this as a spacer, as a guide, is just really to make sure that my cement, that the space between my joints is even. Now, I know this is going to be a little bit higher. And we know it's higher because now we could fit our trowel, or we could fit our pointer in between. So now I have to knock it down to this height because this is what's perfectly leveled. Okay? So now I'm hitting the middle.
Hey, Frantz, question. They don't have mallets for this?
Mallets?
They,
Nah, so what happened is that, I'm glad you asked that question. This is why this tip is rubber.
Okay.
All right, so it acts like a mallet because it's rubber right here.
Okay.
All right.
So you telling me you gotta do this for every single brick of the building?
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to know. Especially with these.
Heavier.
Okay.
Now I'm going to range, because ranging means to make sure that your brick is straight. I'm ranging from this brick first, because this is what I laid first. Anybody notice?
Yeah, that was 2 hours, so this is what we need to get
Correct.
back.
So now this is where we knock this in to place. All right. You gonna do 3. 1, 2, 3. But I'm just showing you.
The basement.
Right. All right. So now, this is where we go to the top. You're not going all the way here.
So it don't matter if the cement falls into the hose?
Nah, it doesn't. Actually, you want it to.
Okay.
Now you want it to be square and filled up.
Where did it go?
Same thing. Now, the middle of the hole, you could have 3, you could have 4, but once you find the middle, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the middle. You want the middle of this right here to be the middle of your joint. So you're gonna follow that to the middle of this joint. Y'all got that? Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Now, when it comes to doing this, you want to make sure that, remember, I'm just using this as a guide.
So if I was pushing this brick down, it's not gonna bother those 2 bricks?
No, it's already leveled.
Okay. Then we clean it out.
All right. So now we're gonna put our level back on.
So basically none less than an inch with that cement sand block.
Yo, it depends, because sometimes the joints, depending on the size of the brick and depending on what the engineer wants. So you might have an inch, 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch space between your joints. All right.
Okay, so they're gonna let us know.
Right, so you're gonna know the measurements, and plus, it depends on the height of what you're trying to reach. So now, the height that you're trying to reach is always gonna be according to how far apart the joints are. Okay. So I'm leveled this way. I'm about to plumb. Now, it's very important to plumb when we're going up a second level. We have to plumb from the bottom first, right? We're plumbing from the bottom first. And if we notice that it's not touching the brick, that means it's pushed up some more. See that?
Okay, we'll start from the bottom.
Right. So now you're gonna push that more closer. And then we're gonna make sure that it's plumb. All right, so this gotta come down some more.
Well, you put it sideways.
Now I want to make sure that from here to here we're good.
And which one bubble? You use this bubble?
No, I'm not using a bubble. Now I'm ranging it. So I'm making sure that there's no gaps. Just like how there's, I don't want no gaps between here. I don't want no gaps between this brick and the top brick. Because if I have a gap, that means something is pushed out more or something's pushed back more.
Okay.
Okay? And this is it. Remember, any excess, when y'all clean up, back inside the bucket. Very clean, and keep it neat. All right? Any questions? Oh, and then we'll use, let me get the pointer, the jointer. It's the one that's kind of round and brown. It looks like an S. This one? Nah. Yeah, it's a metal.
It's like a metal
Yeah,
pipe.
there you go. Now this is where we come in. I'm gonna show y'all in the front. Right here. This is where we get the grooves. We go across it, and that's really it. On the front. Now, if you notice that there's a gap, that means that I need to fill back in some more. Anytime you see a gap, you always want this to be flush.
So lightly pressure.
Yes. You gotta really wait till it's kind of dry to do it, but I'm just showing y'all right now what it is. Okay? And that's really it. Okay? All right.
You need to do it to all 10 bricks? Or 6 bricks?
No, yeah, it's 6. So y'all gonna be 3. I just showed y'all a small one, but this is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Okay. All right.
So how long when they're gonna dry together? How long will that take to dry?
To dry to cure is gonna take about 20 to 30 days. All right.
Okay. So why it comes off so easily?
Because it ain't pure yet. It ain't dry yet. It ain't pure. I just laid it.
Okay.
I'm just putting it back because I don't want to waste y'all.